What's going on, everybody? Minders, Rainbow, Super Candy, Finch, Kid Be Dark Minded, Never Done, welcome back. Jaxie Waxy, Love, Phantom, Tusk, Hail to the King, indeed. What y'all up to? I'm doing good there, Tusk. Just waking up. My day is just beginning. Got starting off with a little DD2 action today in Factory Town. That game I've kind of been playing off and on. Actually left or launched into early access on Steam today, so they got a big update. I'm going to start a fresh Factory Town playthrough later. Dragonborn, Anton, there's on board. Anyway, I'm on US West. Anybody that wants to join, feel free to hop on in. Gonna let's see, what do we want to call it? Where do we want to start? The Nubinator, thank you so much. The laser shard for your glove. I'm assuming you mean Beacon of the Storm. Beacon of the Storm comes from Chaos. What is that? Chaos 4. Thanks a ton there, Nubinator. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Beacon of the Storm, it's a good, it's kind of like a go-to shard, really, for any hero damage build. So if you like to use the primary attacks, whether it be ranged or melee, that's a good one to have. Like even here, you see, if I try to melee attack from this far away, you see it still goes off. So I mean, it's definitely a go-to shard. Anyway, let's see, where do we want to start today here? Well, I need lots and lots of clusters. No, it says it right on the shards where it comes from. Need lots of clusters. Let's head to the dungeon. What do we want to do? Bastille, Bulwark. Let's do a little Molten Citadel. Start the day off in the Citadel. Where'd my music go? We got just a quiet song starting. Yeah. Got a very quiet song starting. Struggling to progress. Well, the game is all about hard counters and building against the enemies that are there. So you have to look at the enemies that you're fighting against, and that's how you want to build. Terminator! What's going on there, Terminator? Gotta get that running. Alright, who we got in here? We got Finch on board, Vix. Are there any good C7 shards? Well, I mean, you know, shards are all about Chaos 1, Chaos 3, and Chaos 4, you know. The hero shards are all like a nice little luxury, but it's all about getting those defense shards. I'm going to play the Gunwitch some more today, I think. Where's Onboard at? Here you go, Onboard. Has some mana. I've been so stoked to have my Gunwitch back in action. She's still not fully geared, I don't think. Let me see. No, I guess I got her squared away now. I mean, obviously her mods are all crap, but having the right mods is step one. Getting the quality of the mods is when you take it up to the next level. So I got her good enough to... She's good enough to play, you know. Highest DPS character? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Are you talking about sustained DPS? Burst damage? I mean, the highest burst damage is without a doubt the Monk. The highest sustained is probably either the Gunwitch or the Dryad, maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, the highest DPS character should be the least of your concern. because it just doesn't matter. I tell people that all the time. But it's about, the game is 100% about your defenses. If you get your defenses squared away, play whatever hero you want. The new game comes out in October. There, Best Pirate. Nah, this is the same setup. Or actually, I put Frostfire Infection, or Frostfire Remnants in it. I changed the weapon mods. I didn't really see warranting an entire hero spotlight just for that, but I'll show you here in a minute. Everything else is the same. I mean, it's, you know, the Gun Witch is all about focused AP. The Gun Witch benefits from focused AP more than just about any other hero. In fact, I think it is. I think she does benefit more than any other hero. I changed my weapon mods over to focused AP, Frostfire Remnants, and Piercing Ice Chip. But focused AP is the only one that matters. Your Fishers, you just do like any other defense there, Master. Anti-mods are really, really good. As far as shards go, destruction, defense rate, deadly strikes is all good stuff. Dohu right in the juice. Thank you so much for subscribing there, Brian. Jan, you can do next hero in chat and it'll give you an educated, let you make an educated decision. What hero to get is really, it's completely up to you and what you want. Yeah, it's Trendy has promised that it will be on all consoles, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. So it will indeed be on consoles. It'll be on the Switch on day one, and depending on how much they can get done, it may not come to Xbox and PS4 till later. I would imagine there will be hard copies of the game. I don't know. That's not a question I really know the answer for. No, it's not free. It's like it'll be a regular old game. You pay it, you buy it, and you got it. It'll be like DD1 in that regard. Now they said that they want the DLC to be a little bit more have a little more substance, where the DD1 DLC was, a lot of it was sometimes just like a skin. It was way too early for any of that, Tusk. They haven't given out any of that info yet. We won't know what the price of it's going to be until, I would guess, a week, maybe 2 weeks before it launches. I have no idea what it'll be. The game doesn't feel like it's running super smooth today, to be honest with you. I feel a little clunky. Like I'm still getting a okay frame rate, but it's like I'm catching on things, like when there's nothing actually even there. Then you don't have enough range on your weapon man, basically. They're Hail to the King. I mean, Lady Orcs and Cyborgs are two completely different mobs. The Berserker Lady Orcs, you use a hard-hitting single target defense for them, like Lightning Strike Auras. The weapon manufacturer is not a spray it in the lane and it kills everything defense. It's a crowd control defense. You still have to have the other defenses in place to do the killing. The weapon man is not going to kill this stuff for you, unless you're just really in the really low tiers. But, I mean, there's 2 counters for Cyborgs, or 3, actually. There's the natural counter, don't use traps, auras, and nodes. Then there's the Tenacity mod, which will counter Cyborgs, and then there's more range. I mean, you can get range on weapon manufacturers really big. So you stack range on weapon mans, not power. So you don't try to make your weapon mans do what, you know, some ungodly amount of damage. you give them big boy range, and then they outrange everything. But then you have to have something else there to do the killing. But, you know, you gotta let the weapon man do what it does best, and what it does best is crowd control. I'm doing good there, Rainbow. No complaints. Just waking up, like I said. Yep, froze up. And like I said, this last update they did, that hotfix that was here last week, it seems like it caused some problems. I don't know. The game doesn't feel like it runs very well, and I know a lot of people have had massive crash issues. And then we get those 2 billion health mobs now. Vicious Strikes is from Mastery there, Hail to the King. Vicious Strikes is the second Mastery shard you would get. So you have to get to 155 stars in Mastery. Yeah, that's really the only way to use the Gun Witch. There, Kasparis. You can go a hero damage Gun Witch, but you're just not going to do anything in comparison. The Gun Witch is a mean girl if you focus on her abilities. Her abilities are super strong. There's no crossplay there, Caliente. You can't. Sadly. They increased the cooldown time for Broomnado? Not that I'm aware of. What, 12 seconds? That sounds about right. Well, there you go, Josh. I mean, it was all dependent on if they were able to get it done. So, I mean, that's a good thing. You know, the more platforms they can put it out on, the better off it's going to be. That's definitely a good thing. I'm excited about those cross-platform saves. I mean, that's one thing you know, they're able to get that implemented. One thing that I can't do in DD2 right now is, like, I can have a day playing with people on the PC. I can have a day playing with people on the Xbox. I can have a day playing with people on the PS4. You know, if I have a Switch by then, I can have a day playing with people on the Switch. The Skyguard towers are a little rough before you get them all decked out there, James. Go random. Cross-platform won't be a thing right away, but they said it's their goal to have cross-platform. But what it will have is cross-platform saves. So if you have the other platforms, if you buy the game, I mean, you're going to have to buy the game again. So you would have to buy it on PC and on, say, Xbox. So you'd have to buy the game twice, but they're saying that there's a really good chance that you're going to be able to play it on any platform on one account. So, you know, log off of your PC and you decide you want to couch co-op or whatever for a little while, you can fire up your Xbox or whatever. You know, you guys know what I'm saying. I think that is just an awesome thing. Fortnite did that between PC and Xbox or whatever. Or PC and Xbox, or PC. Oh, yeah, they did say that. I got the Twitter message right here on my phone. Let's see if I can find it here. If you haven't heard, we hit 70% funding. Also, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are no longer stretch goals and are releasing on launch alongside the PC and Switch if our Kickstarter is successful. So, I mean, that right there should make everybody on consoles pretty happy, because I know consoles players have been feeling a little left out about that. Woo, here comes the rain. Wow. Raining. Woo! Pounding. Let's see, what do we want in the mix here? Let's get old Gobu out. Gobu out for some PDT action. I think that's probably good enough. It's going to be an Unreal 4 there, Rainbow. So the game will be smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. Oh, it just started pounding like out of nowhere. It was just coming down. Pop, 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 pop. It was really windy earlier today, but there wasn't any rain. It just went. It's like somebody hit the switch. Oh, I'm right on the coast on board. Like literally. I can see the ocean from right here. So yeah, it comes in hard. I mean, people travel here to watch rain, to watch the thunderstorms come in. But it's like violently storming right now outside. I may end up losing power. If I suddenly go black, you will know why. There's only 2 types of relics, Jan, so no big mystery there. You use medallions on any defense that you want to do damage, and you use totems on walls. So only 2 types, not a whole lot of choices. Boy, it is just pounding. I hope I don't end up losing connection here. Man, we like had all the windows and doors open today too. It was like a nice day. So much for that. Put in a little last resort here, I guess. There we go. We good. Let me get my girl back out here. I actually like that personally. I have always liked pay-to-play games versus free-to-play games. Free-to-play games usually end up being blocked behind a huge paywall as far as quality of life in the game. Like almost every one of them. I guess I could say, who's got the best free-to-play model out there? Probably Warframe. You can literally get every single thing in the game, I think. Is there anything in Warframe you can't get by playing? I'm not even sure. But Warframe's got a really good model. I mean, I got a lot of stuff in Warframe. Lots of frames, lots of everything. And I didn't throw money at it. I just, you know, I grinded it out. I spent a lot of time on it. But I live in Washington there, Bropra, other coast. I'm on the up in the Pacific Northwest. Or yeah, the Tenogen items. But I mean, that's not really a gameplay thing. I don't have any Tenogen items. Uh-oh. Woohoo, saved. There is some cool looking Tenogen stuff too. I guess on consoles you can buy that stuff with platinum. Well, see, that's the thing. If it's... you can buy it from another player. I mean, a Tenogen stuff you can't. But, I mean, the trading system in Warframe is very healthy. I've actually made tons of platinum in Warframe. What's my favorite from DD1 and DD2? Well, I mean, my favorite active hero in DD1 was the Jester. My favorite hero overall was probably the Monk. In DD2, my favorite heroes are the Monk and the EV2. Better at what? They're Shadow players? I mean, I think the EV would probably win that battle in any category. But you can't just say who's better. You gotta classify that a little more. You know, who's better at building, who's better at DPS, whatever. You know, the Lavamancer is better at damaging defenses, where the EV is better at crowd control defenses. The EV blows away the Lavamancer as far as hero DPS, though. There's just lots and lots of options on the EV, and Lavamancer, there's one decent way to play it. And that's ungodly boring. Sadly. Lavamancer would be cool to play if there was more options for him. This map takes so damn long to run. Yeah, I have every hero the day it comes out there, Shadow. I've been playing the game a long time. But every single hero that's ever hit the game, I've had it the day it's come out. This is that Fun Witch build, Bropra. With the one change, I added in Frostfire Remnants to the weapon. But yeah, this is the Fun Witch build. But yeah, it's an Ice Needle focused build. It'll be changing when the update comes, assuming that Chaos 8 shards are a thing again. Which we already know they're going to be. It's just a matter of, are those Gunwitch ones going to be back? These Flame Auras are not how I would normally have them set up, Narcella. I mean, I'll show them to you, but it's not how I would normally set up. Basically, I've been farming Drakenfrost Keep a lot. And of course, the way to farm Drakenfrost Keep is with Tenacity on defenses, and then you can ignore the dragon. So the range on these are big boy range, but I've got a mod and I'm using a Gilded Deadly Strikes and a 10 of 10 range mod. This is actually my Gobu Boom Fisher relic that I'm using on Flame Auras right now. I can show you my normal. Here's my regular Flame Aura setup right here. Anti-melee, anti-chaos, and defense rate. And then I'd go with Destruction, Mass Destruction, and Deadly Strikes, or Destruction, Vampiric Empowerment, and Deadly Strikes as shards. But this, like I said, this isn't my normal setup. Zero Entropy, that's right, Term. I'm excited to see what's coming back. They haven't told us which ones are coming back yet, never done, so we don't know. I mean, I would assume Taser Suit's coming back, but it's too soon to tell. All they told us was that Chaos 8's that, well, they didn't even say all. They said that some Chaos 8 shards are making a return, and they've had another balance pass on them, so they won't be exactly the way they were. They'll be tweaked. Yeah, I'm actually going to be working on a Mystic build next. The Mystic is the best crowd control hero in the game. Don't be fooled thinking that the Mystic isn't good. The Mystic is 100% the best lane controller. Yes, that's right, Barbarian fans. I'm talking to you. The Mystic controls lanes better than the Barbarian. Without a doubt. I mean, the Mystic is a complete, ridiculous crowd control beast. I personally probably wouldn't use Chaos Boom on anything. Dark. I'm not using very many boom mods at all anymore. I'm using Gobu Boom on a second set of fissures. My main set of fissures are set up for frost lanes. Boom servos are good. Their boom servers are insanely good. It's just melee boom isn't that good anymore. The rest of Gobu Boom is ridiculous. Chaos 8, it's 2 million damage, AoE damage, with no target limit. However many mobs are there are going to get hit by it for 2 mil. It's just melee boom that's not very good anymore. The rest of the booms are usable. The problem with chaos boom is there's just not very many chaos enemies. Let's see. Do I have snakes? I do. Let's get some snakes in. But yeah, this is the relic I'm using right now. Tenacity, Defense Range, and Go Boom Boom. Like I said, it's a second Fisher relic for a second, an alternate set of Fishers. And I'm using it right now just because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to swap. Lazy beats everything else. Whatever your most used defense is that has acceptable range. Tala. If you're going to stack Destruction and Mass Destruction, one of the biggest things you're going to sacrifice is range. So you need to make sure that your range is acceptable before you make that choice. I'm going to do it on Poison Dart Towers, I think. Once everything's said and done for me. Now I'll move that setup around quite a bit, actually. But I think Poison Dart Towers would be the play. Actually, I think that's where I got them now. Let me look. Yep. Destruction, Mass Destruction, and Vamp. Oh, man. And then got the Defense Rate as a mod. That is a mean setup right there. What the heck? Wrong button. Ancient Dragon Eggs are relatively common, Frexa. I mean, they'll still go for a few 100,000. But they're not, you're not going to get big bucks out of them. Just because there's so many of them laying around. Ancient Dragon Eggs are everywhere. I think when I got done doing Ancient Power, I had like, I want to say like 15 or 20 of them. Dryad bees are great. No, there's a problem with Dryad bees, and that is they've got a really buggy AI. But besides that buggy AI, they're fantastic. I mean, they hit really hard. Oh, you're talking about for the mass and destruction. Yeah, bees have great range. So once again, any defense that have really good range. Here's our 2 billion guy. Our bugged, or this one's at 1.3 it looks like. And then he just disappeared. That's weird. What's going on, Neo? How you doing? But yeah, any defense at all that you don't have to commit range to. And bees are one of those defenses. Bees, just with the range gambit, you've got plenty of range. So you don't need to use a shard or a mod for range on bees. Golden eggs come from mastery mode there, Frexy. Or you're asking how much they sell for? They sell for more. More than an ancient dragon egg. I mean, I personally probably wouldn't pay more than like 2 mil for one. It depends. If it's one of the new golden eggs, then, you know, it's worth a couple mil. If it's one of the old golden eggs, which there aren't very many of those, the ones that could still possibly include some of the pets that are no longer in the table, then those are worth way more. Just for a chance at getting one of the pets that are no longer available. Yeah, ever since this last update, here's another one. 1.7 bill. I think it started at 2 bill. Ever since the last update, there's been mobs coming out. Beat down. There's been mobs coming out with absurd health, just randomly every now and then. What's going on, the Architect? How you doing? 52 million health ogre. 2 billion health trash mob. Something doesn't seem right there. No, the Gunwitch doesn't get buffed, Kasparus. The Gunwitch doesn't have any buffs to do that, to use that with. Like, healthy AP is good, as long as you stay full on health. Just raw ability power is fine. Mana burn damage, or mana burn AP is really good. Because she's always burning down her juice, right? Crap, I keep forgetting to put her back in the deck. Oh, you haven't had that happen yet, Term? I have it happen almost every match. You, like, have to keep an eye out for the runner. You know, whoever's getting through everything. And then you look and it's got, like... So, single player, it's got, like, 1.3, 1.4 mil. What about trees? There, Kasparus. I mean, you treat it like a regular wall. You want big range on them. You'd want to throw range on your trees so you have more places of where to put your other stuff. I was going to say all we need is a tier 5 volcano, but we already got one. If you want a hero with big DPS, then play the monk. Yeah, it catches you off guard, for sure. I mean, no matter even, like, knowing it's a thing and knowing it's happening, it still very much catches you off guard. Trees don't affect the buff mod. At least they didn't. Some of the things got fixed, like the Squire got fixed. There's a lot of things that don't affect that buff mod that you'd think would. So the buff mod is very situational. That, and it's the same number as the healthy power, the mana burn, all those, and we know those work, so the buff mod is not, you know, like I use it on the Gunwitch. What the hell? Oh crap. Is it? Yeah, it's ridiculous health mob, huh? Let's get the Gunwitch back out for wave 5. I mean, that's like almost a game-breaking thing right there. That lightning strike ain't gonna do nothing against 2 million health on board. I like the spirit though. I've got 2 DPS heroes dialed in right now. It takes a long time to get a hero set up. So right now I've got the Monk and the Gunwitch dialed in. I've been holding off, to be honest, because I'm going to want to change stuff after we get that next update. So, I mean, I don't want to grind out a bunch of stuff just to have to re-grind it again, you know? Yeah, if you like melee, Lincoln the Barbarian is an absolute beast. No doubt about it. I think it happens more in multiplayer term. I'm not positive on that, because it seems like if I'm playing solo, if I'm just like AFK running some matches or whatever, it's like it'll happen like maybe once a match. Multiplayer, it seems to happen like almost every wave. Daily mission complete. Nice. It's because of the game engine, minders. It's an outdated game engine that has had just way too many hands in it, you know? Here's the little comparison I always use. So say you take a big old pot and put it on the stove in the kitchen to make some soup. And you get like the base of the soup stock and stuff all in there, all dialed in. You got it in. Well, then you leave the room. And then a completely different person comes in and throws something they want in the soup. And then another person comes in and throws whatever they want in the soup. And then another person comes in and throws whatever they want in the soup. Well, your soup ends up being such a train wreck of ridiculous amounts of different flavors that there's just no fixing it at a point. I mean, now, obviously, DD2 could be fixed, but the fix would be porting it over to Unreal and completely rebuilding the game in Unreal 4. So that's the not realistic part. You know? So, I mean, from that regard, from the bug regard and the optimization regard, I mean, DDA is going to be just night and day difference than DD2. You know, no doubt about it. Jackpot is only the stuff that you pick up off the ground, Obers. So, as far as I know, it won't include stuff in the chest. We need to do all towers next run. How about that? Geek Illustrator Dad, congrats on the Twitter win. Geek Illustrator Dad has got him a juicy head flare off of a Twitter giveaway over the weekend. Congrats to you. $51K perfect medallion, I do an AP reset. Yeah, it'll still be perfect, Dark. Perfect is perfect. It'll get reset down to a perfect campaign medallion, and then you can upgrade it back up to a perfect Chaos 7 or Chaos 8 medallion. Like I've got one relic that's overstat. I re-rolled it, and I rolled higher than the maximum. It's on my flame R's here. Or actually, it's not on there. It's sitting in my bags. But, you know, that got reset 100 times. Or not 100. It got reset 65 times. And now I've upgraded it back up to Chaos 7, and it's right where it was before. Yep, DDA on all consoles at launch. I'm really hoping they're able to get that cross-save thing in at launch, too. There isn't a Frost Skyguard. You can't put Frost on defenses yet. You can only put it on weapons. My stuff does lots of damage, Helix. Lots. I got 4,000 Ascension, dude. All my stuff hits like a truck. You can't compare how DDA will run compared to DD2. It's just not even close. I mean, it's Unreal 3 versus Unreal 4. So it's a game engine that's, what, 15 years old? I don't even know. When did Unreal 3 come out? It's a game engine that's like 10 to 15 years old versus a game engine that is still modern and still being updated and worked on. You can't even come close to comparing the two. No doubt. Well, it's all about the shards. Shards first, then mods, then Ascension, Helix. That's the general priority list for defenses. If you have all the shards you need, your defenses are going to be really good. And then you add all the mods that you would want on top of it, that takes them up to the next level. And then, after all that's said and done, then you throw in big Ascension numbers. You end up with a badass defense that wrecks it up. But You definitely want to prioritize in that order. You get the smallest benefit out of Ascension, so don't go grind in Ascension if you don't have the perfect mods and the perfect shards. You know? Yeah, that's awesome, Dr. Alberts. No doubt. Well, if you're gonna spend money on DD2, that's what you should spend it on. Dirt. Inventory is anyone who ever wants to put a little cash into Dungeon Defenders 2. Inventory is where they should spend it, without a doubt. I mean, it's the biggest quality of life addition in the game. Yeah, 42 mil is nothing there, Helix. $42 mils, easy zone still. Just joking, man, just joking. Saying that to a newer player is like, what? Are you crazy? This map is just gorgeous. They did a great job at this map. Every time I play this map, it makes me think about doing another Terraria playthrough. Because Terraria is a great game too, you know? What's up, evil bunny rabbits? What's going on there, DD2 for the win? How you doing? Trying to stay back here this time in case we get any of those ridiculous health mobs, but of course now if you're prepared for it, you're not going to see them. That's the general rule, right? God, I'm not looking forward to seeing my first bugged assassin with 2 billion health. You don't want to base anything off of what I'm doing right now. So, by looking at the damage on my flame auras, it's not telling you anything. I'm using an offset of gear for Drakenfrost Keep right now. Just because I don't want to swap gear back and forth when this is more than sufficient. So, my flame auras aren't doing anything. You guys should not focus so much on how much your flame aura damage is anyway. It doesn't count in the bulk of the damage. So the tooltip is not going to show you what your 3 anti-mods are doing if you've got 3 anti-mods on it. And that's going to more than double your DPS. So don't sweat the damage on the tooltip. The only thing that's good for is beating up the target dummy. Ooh, he didn't make it out of spawn that time. I saw him in there with his 600 million health. I wouldn't reset, Joaquin. I would keep playing personally, but that's your call. Nobody else can make that decision for you. I would suggest pushing as high as you can. 40. If you made it to 47, then you can make it to 80. It's just a matter of doing it. You know. There are no hard blocks in Onslaught that early once you're in endgame gear. Alright, let's do one with towers only, and then I'll head back out and remake the group. Uh-oh, looks like we got bugged, or somebody didn't hit the button yet, one of the two. Either we bugged or somebody didn't hit the button. Looks like we got it now. There we go. That's the same thing with everybody, Joaquin. It's all about the shards. Alright, towers only. Let's see. Let's get, onboard had some nice earth shatters. Let's get some harpoons and poison dart towers. Oh, nice, Doug. Congrats. We got so much DU to spend on this map. I love it. It needs the juice. Is there enough here? Oh, yeah, that'll get me something. That'll get me something down here. I better leave that 40, huh? We have anything on that other lane? We got one ballista. We can go with a PDT right here to supplement this lane. Well, this is definitely our weakest lane, so let's throw some ups into it right away. Get a little gun witchery going on again. Well, I mean, nobody's beat the game yet. Live give. I mean, it's the problem with DD2 is there is no end game. I mean, the end game is onslaught pushing, but it's just so tedious and so grindy and takes so long to do. It's not like you can just queue up for it and try it. You can't, you know, end game is floor 900 plus. Yet there's what, you know, 5, 6, 7 people? Not even that many. I think there's 5 people that are in floor 900 plus. So, you know, that's one of the big problems with DD2. Earth Shatter versus PDT, completely different towers. Very difficult to compare those two. One is a crowd control tower, the other one is a dot tower with damage over time. I mean, they're both super useful. They both have their benefits. Yep, we got the... He'd gone. Seems like they time out pretty quick. It's like the game knows they're not supposed to be there, and they just evaporate. So sometimes you don't even have to kill them if you just CC them up. God dang, we got it. Did we get it right out of the gates? Or no, I thought we had one right out of the gates, first mob, but it wasn't. Well, you can join my Discord server there, Nebber, but don't send me private messages, please. I won't answer them. I don't get to all of my private messages on Discord, so the best way to have a chat is just put it publicly in the Discord server, and anyone can respond or talk about it. I see that. But the problem with the private messages is I get so many of them that, I mean, it would take several hours every day just to respond to them all. I try, but it just I just don't catch them all, you know. Well, yeah, if you make the switch from Ramsters to Fishers, you're going to see a huge benefit there, JQ. The problem with Fishers is you don't get any upgrade value off of them. So, I mean, they're just not much better at Tier 5 than they are at Tier 1. Where Fishers, when you upgrade, you get nice power increases. So, I mean, if you make the switch from Rams to Fishers, you'll see a big improvement in your Frost lanes for sure. No, I think it'd be better if there was no gating and you could just queue up for whatever you wanted. I think that would be more enjoyable. I mean, I think it would be better if that wasn't the end game mode. It is the real answer. I mean, there's no way they can fix Onslaught to make it better. Onslaught is what it is. It's for people who want to put in massive amounts of hours to get to any sort of a challenge. If you're that person, then it's perfect for you. DD2, in my opinion, needs a different game mode. Which I don't, you know, I mean, let's talk facts. I don't think that game mode will ever come. I don't think there will be a different game mode for DD2. Well, yeah, like I said there, JQ, you can just upgrade them. You know, you can upgrade the Fishers where upgrading the Rams just don't give you much. So it's taking advantage of that DU. Oh, I didn't know that. You can reset them to normal by using Dragolich? That's funny. How weird. I wonder if the trendy folks know about that, or the chromatic folks know about that. I mean, they know that the bug is there. People have been ranting and raving about it. You'd want to go hero damage and hero health. Most people play their Barbs Willems. I use all hero health on mine, but I use the Turn the Tide setup. There is no best against any mob, Dart. Fishers are really good against frost mobs. But on the same note, so would flame auras. The reason I use Fishers instead of flame auras on frost mobs is Fishers have more range than flame auras. So one of the big deals with frost mobs, of course, is frost orcs that will freeze up your stuff. So the bigger range, the better off you are. But there is no best defense against any mob in the game. There's just not. It's not a game of bests. It's a game of options and alternatives. There you go, Term. Now you're talking. Free Drago for the bugged mobs. That'd be good stuff, huh? We'll have to see when we get one here. I'll try it out. I believe it, though, because I hit them with Dragolich all the time. And it seems like they evaporate really quick after that. You'd set up Fishers the same way, Dart. You'd go anti-frost. Fishers, like I said, you want to benefit from the range on them. So, I mean, I personally go range, anti-frost, and anti-orc is a great frost lane setup for Fishers. You could go range, defense rate, and anti-frost. And then that would free up a shard slot for you at Chaos 8. And then, of course, with the free shard slot, you can just pack more damage onto him. I'm sitting here upgrading away with one mob left on wave 5. Derp. Derp, derp. I would like something more like DD1, personally. I really love DD1 survival modes. There were special items and special pets that you could get. That was the only place to get them, and it didn't take 1,000 hours to get to it. You could queue up with it, and you're either done. I don't know anything that's not on that Kickstarter page there, Flicka. I don't know anything that you guys don't know about DDA. So, I mean, just what's listed is it. These are the weapons from that. From the reset grind. Let's see. Anything good in here? Doesn't look like it. Used shocking revelations in a water servo there, Kate. Man, no love today, huh? Yeah, I already have. I did on the very first day. I'm going to play the crap out of DDA. I think it's a great thing. I know a lot of DD2 fans are hating on it, but it's the answer. It is the answer to a better Dungeon Defenders game. DDA is it. A lot of people are not grasping that. DD2 is not a matter of, oh, just fix it up, make it better. It's Unreal 3. It's a completely different, unfriendly game engine. You know, it's not... You couldn't fix DD2 in the amount of time it takes to develop DDA. And that's truth. You know, I mean, it sucks. And it's hard truth. And yeah, I love DD2, don't get me wrong. But we all know DD2 has its issues. Including Chromatic. They know it has its issues too. If it had no issues, they would work on getting it squared away. It's got massive issues. You know, the problem with the problem with the whole DDA system is they should have went with Unreal 4 to begin with. Before DD2 came out, they should have went with Unreal 4. But there was different people making in the decision-making processes then. Those people aren't there anymore. The people that turned DD2 into what it is are not there. So, I mean, you know, no offense to those people, but they train wrecked a Dungeon Defenders game in a lot of aspects. All right, let's get another one going here. Yeah, that's exactly what it means there, Johan. Let's see, what do we want to do? Let's just start off. Let's go right to the gates. Anyway, feel free to hop in and join me. I mean, DDA is going to be good. That, and we already know it's a stepping stone to DD3. So, I mean, we can look forward. We've got years of Dungeon Defenders action ahead of us. We're going to be able to continue to play DD2 and play DDA for the next few years. And then at the end of all that, we're going to have DD3. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is it would just take an ungodly amount of time, energy, and cash to remake DD2 into Unreal 4. And, I mean, let's face facts here. DD2's not exactly bringing in a crap load of money for them. It's not like DD2 is making enough money to support funding that. I mean, I don't know how much money DD2's making, but I can tell you if it was making a lot of money, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be doing this whole DDA thing. So, I mean, it's not making money, it's not making money, you know? It is a business. I wouldn't go to work if I wasn't getting paid for it. We got spots open. Anybody wants to join, feel free to hop in. What do we got left? 120? I guess we can just go with a Skyguard here, huh? That leaves me 70. I'm going to go LSA on each lane, I guess. Actually, should put him back here further and buff all that stuff. I got Destructive Pylon going on my LSAs. $20 billion health Gribs incoming. Sweet. Alright, nobody else wants us. Yeah, anybody can join. They're gamer. It's public match, so feel free to hop on in. Public match on US West. It should say Juice Live on the war table. If you were in a match before and you want to rejoin, feel free. You know, we're not full, we're not full. You got to make sure you're on the US West server there, I mean, it's public. Brunado for the win. This one's a lot easier to watch the mini-map. Oh, I don't know. I mean, you could get Colossus up to pretty ridiculous health, but I wouldn't suggest it. The amount of DU you would have to spend on putting a Colossus down, you can put down enough damaging defenses to kill the enemies and not need a wall. Yeah, it's 32-bit. It's a 32-bit unsigned integer. We already know that. The biggest number in the game is 2.14 bill. You have to go to the title screen, gamer. So if you back all the way out to the title screen, we're full now anyway. If you back all the way out to the title screen, then you'll see your region there. I mean, that's just, it's one of those things that are fun to toy around with just to see what number you can get to. But it's not something that you're going to be effectively using in matches, there, Kate. It's another one of the defenses that are just not really necessary. You'd be better off with a damage dealing defense in every single way. You have to go to the title screen there, gamer. If you're on the title screen, it'll let you go up to it and change it. Nah, there's no cross-platform in DD2, sadly, they're SDG. So no way for you to join. I got no interest in that, Alpha. Doing anything with one hero, to me, is excessively boring. Here's our guy. Alright, let's see. Yep, Drago fixed him. Indeed. Good little tip there. Anybody that runs into it, get your Drago out. It's all on my Hero and Defense Spotlights playlist there, Camille. I'm just done doing Ancient Power resets, so I don't have anything completely dialed back in 100% yet. So you wouldn't want to base your build off of what I'm currently using. I keep telling everybody too, remember we got a big update with a new element being introduced into the game here soon, within the next month. So I mean, don't go spending too much time redoing all your heroes, because there's a good chance you might have to redo them again, or might want to redo them again after that next update comes. So, I mean, I would suggest anybody that's just making their way through the process now, just play with what you got. Collect more gear, more shards, more mods, more ascension, and then get something dialed in when the next update comes. Yeah, all platforms there, Rob. That's good stuff. What's going on there, Dylan? How you doing? Who we got? I thought that was Nomar. We got Nomar in here. I haven't seen Nomar in a long time. Welcome back to the world of Dungeon Defenders there, Nomar. Well, I mean, by saying full build with Lavamancer Alpha, you're saying spam fishers everywhere. So, I mean, nobody wants to see me spam one defense all over the map. Including myself. That's just boring. It's no fun, man. It's no fun. What's going on there, Saska? Why on earth you would want to grind campaign level to try to get a perfect medallion, I have no idea. You can re-roll main stats on medallions, you guys know. Don't waste your time in campaign. Get to the top, get whatever you want, and re-roll it on after you get there. I don't have any volcanoes set up to do it right now, minders. All volcanoes would be more interesting than all fissures. That's for sure. But you would need, what, like on this map, we need 6 volcanoes. I don't even have one ready to go yet. Oh, I know, Nomar. I just haven't seen you in game anywhere yet. You guys got to remember, I'm just done with Ancient Power. So, I mean, I don't have a full assortment geared up and ready to go. So I can't do things that like require multiple volcanoes or multiple obelisks or any of that stuff yet. Well, I mean, that would be a pretty heavily opinion-based video that I don't think very many people would watch, to be honest with you there, Liv. I mean, that, and I mean, I like so many different kinds. I mean, sometimes I'm in the mood for defense grid. I want to just let the meat grinder roll and let mobs just grind up in it. You know, sometimes I'm in the mood for more of an action type game like Dungeon Defenders. Oh, I play on EU too. Not as frequently, of course. I actually live right down the road from this server. I'm only a few hours away from the West Coast server, so it just makes sense for me to play on US West. Get the lowest latency and all that. Alright. Let's see. We'll keep snakes in there. Let's definitely keep some snakes. Oh my god, I may need a reflect beam here on this one. Let's see. No, no reflect beam needed, it doesn't look like. We'll snake it up though. Well, I mean, you know, you see, I guess I'm better with, I don't don't know. I guess I'm not terrible with names, I don't think. I remember... Uh-oh. I remember quite a few names. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but... Let's see... Snaky. This is the lane. I'm afraid we're going to get one of those bugged mobs this time, and we're not going to see it. I'm going to jack that lane up a little bit. And what does that leave me? It leaves a whole ton for the mid. Let's see. We'll just go 2 snakes. Do I have a Serpent's Coil set? Oh, I don't. No Serpent's Coil set up yet. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs like that, Kate. The game doesn't run super smooth. Oh, I'm just playing around now, Nomar. Just throwing stuff or throwing it on the ground. None of these are probably good builds, but it's a build that'll work, you know. It'll get us through. I want to get... Well, I need to get cannonballs dialed back in, for one. I want to get that done soon. Definitely want to get cannonballs fixed up. Let's get a gun witch back out here. Just playing really today, Dylan. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, just send me a message. I mean, there's a lot of basic things in a tower defense game that you would want. Like, if it was a traditional tower defense game, that's like a top-down tower defense game, you really, really need the ability to speed up the map. Another thing is mob pathing and mazing. I mean, one of the things for me personally, as far as straight up standard tower defense, I really do think there is no greater game than Defense Grid. Defense Grid just did it right. And the things Defense Grid had that I was so drawn to were you could maze the enemies, so you could choose an enemy path and create some sort of a maze. And of course there's lots of different ways to do that. And then having the ability, like once, especially on the longer type tower defense maps, like if you're doing an endless or survival, like Defense Grid called it grinder and super grinder mode, and they were 100 waves where they took a long time to run. You want to be able to speed those up after you get everything upgraded. But I mean, to me, those are two things that just are, I mean, the mazing doesn't even have to be there. If it's a tower defense game that's set up for the towers to be on a grid, then mazing is super nice, for sure. And being able to path the mobs to where you want them to go. In fact, I still say it. I mean, I love the pathing in Orcs Must Die. If there was a way... I mean, it's not what Dungeon Defenders is about. So, I mean, me even saying this, I know it's never going to happen. But how cool would it be if you could say, block this lane and make all of these mobs go this way? How cool would that be? That would be pretty damn awesome, I think. If there was a way to path mobs in Dungeon Defenders, it would just be the most awesome thing ever. You'd get the most XP on the Drakenfrost Keep map in a 4-player group with win streaks there, Kate. The Drakenfrost Keep map, as a general rule, it's got that 6th wave, As a general rule, the Drakenfrost Keep map would, it just gives the most XP. If you're just on the XP grind, that's the place to go. Plus, you're going to be getting mod rerolls then, too, which is nice as well. They should be coming back there, Nomar. The Chaos 8 stuff will... I mean, we don't know in what state, and we don't know if everything is coming back. I mean, remember, there was a reason they pulled that stuff out of the game to begin with. It was either real exploity or real buggy or whatever. So, all of those shards, I'm assuming, received a big balance pass. Here comes the rain again. Oh, man. Yeah, it's the rain is coming down hard. You gotta get you them tenacity there, Nomar. Tenacity, or you can throw automation on the automation shard on your flame auras, the mastery shard, and just spam flame auras everywhere. I'm excited to see those shards come back, though. I mean, it definitely opens up, you know, it opens up the playstyle choices for sure. That would be a great choice. I mean, anyone who wants to build a tower defense game, looking at some of those great games is a fantastic idea, you know. Defense Grid 1 and 2, though, I played all the way through those games. They did those games up right. It wasn't... You weren't like, oh, I got one more map to do. It was more like, oh, I can't wait to get to the next map, you know? Automation gives you a free 10 out of 10 Chaos 8 Tenacity effect there, Nomar. And it's been confirmed by Trendy as not changing and remaining in the game. So yeah, automation is broken to an extent. It sucks getting to it, but once you get there, oh man, you got a freebie. Oh, I didn't know we had Minnie in here. Here's Minnie. The never respawning Minnie. Here's another sad bug. Poor Minnie can't respawn. He looks very menacing there, though. You're scaring all the enemies there, Minnie. That's all that matters. You're scaring them into submission. So you're still completing the job, even though you can't play. If I could put any character in, it would be the Jester. I really enjoyed the Jester in DD1. That's so weird. Now it's showing you at full health. Well, it's because the wave ended. I wonder if it'll bug you out. What is the weekly? Wyvern Enthusiast? We can do some Wyvern Enthusiasts before the stream's over. Anybody that needs the weekly. Can't pass up on them free defender medals. Yeah, no doubt, Frog Killer. I agree, 100%. Y'all are gonna make me want to play Defense Grid, damn it. I want to play Factory Town later. Oh yeah, I gotta get them relic materials. That is for certain. Make this one a nice little chillaxing one. I can just AFK up top. Not and answer questions. Sorry if I missed anybody's questions today. Thank you so much there, John Murray. How much are Chaos 8 amps worth? I think the going rate the going rate was like 6 to 8 million. I haven't looked in a while. I'm not sure if it changed. But on PC it was like 6 to 8 million was the going rate for one. She's still there. This is another good map with the bugged mob, because basically everything's being spawn camped. So you can just kind of chillax up top here and see if any of the little red dots pass. Then you know that's one of the bugged mobs. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but this, for some reason, it seems like on this particular map and higher Onslaught, there's always a lot of headstrong lanes. Marks were removed from the game when how crit damage work changed. Crit damage is now a percentage and not a stat. So, I mean, marks were kind of outdated anyway. Nobody was using them. I guess that's not true. People were using them, but a mark just wasn't as good as a medallion. So it was kind of pointless to use. But now that the game is a defense power-based game, marks became obsolete. So they removed them from the drop tables. You got an amp on floor 30. Nice. Grats. I have never had that luck. My wife's account, I was playing some Onslaught with her, and she got an amp really early, like at floor 32. 32 or 33 or something like that. That's super lucky. Yeah, I've still got a bunch of marks too. I've got one that was a perfect roll. I use that one on my PDTs. They're a novelty, DeMarcus, so I mean they sell for a decent amount if you find somebody that wants one. But the hard part is finding somebody that wants one. Because it's nothing other than just a novelty. It's got the stats of a medallion on it, so it functions exactly like a medallion. So somebody that wants one just for the vanity, you know, just to have it, they'd be willing to pay for it if it had a good roll on it. Yeah, you see people selling them, like Papa just said in game. You see people selling them for like 7 to 10 million, and you see them sitting there in their shop for like a month. Nobody buys them. I mean, the hard part with something like that is finding a buyer. You know, I mean, you get a decent amount for it. Well, the marks you see selling have high stats. The stat rolls on marks were the exact same as medallions. My highest rolled item is a medallion, and I've got a perfect mark. But I guess that's through the reroll system, though. It doesn't count. Actually, I think I have 2 perfect marks. It's not really a skill-based game. It's a strategy game. You just learn the strategies and you grind the gear. But I mean, I'm not better than anybody else. I just play it a lot. You know, if you put in the grind, you'll have all the gear. Yeah, I mean, you have to... The fee is really bad. The answer to that is Ancient Power. You get all your stuff back for free when you do AP. But of course, it gets reset to campaign level. I'm not pushing floors at all. I have not done a single floor since I was done my... Well, actually, I did 1 floor just to unlock Chaos 7. But I'm waiting for the new stuff to come. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to drop that stuff in Onslaught. I mean, they already said Chaos 8 shards are going to be in Onslaught. So, I mean, I'll be doing some more Onslaught after the update. But you know, Onslaughts have been there, done that thing. If the thrill of climbing the leaderboards is not why you play the game, then it's hard to get motivated to play a lot of Onslaught, to be honest. You know, if you want to climb the leaderboards and you like that sort of aspect of the game, then Onslaught's great. So I'm on floor 52, I think. I'm still way down there. It's just boring. It's just, I don't know. I wish there was another game mode. We don't have anything special in DD2. And people have been complaining about that for years. Like, the reason you did those survival runs in DD1 over and over and over and over again is you were looking for one particular special thing that this is where it drops. So, you know, say you were looking for... you know, the perfect dice pet, which is the best builder pet in DD1 right now. Well, you do King's Game Survival. And you can redo it just over and over and over and over and over again, because of course you want the best quality there is. You want that Ultimate Plus Plus. We don't have any of that in DD2. We don't have any special items. There's nothing... I mean, the closest we come to having anything... like any special type items in DD2 is the stuff from Mastery. That's a good one there, Gurn. Didn't realize race car spelled backwards is still race car. Indeed it is. Come on out, little roller. The problem with Lost Temple isn't the difficulty of the map. The problem with Lost Temple is, depending on what platform you play, you could end up just have a struggle just getting through it. Like, I know on PS4, Lost Temple crashes quite frequently. I feel bad for anybody on PS4 that's trying to push floors, because you instantly get crippled every time you come to, you know, 64, 74, 84, 94 is always Lost Temple. I mean, DD2's fun. I mean, obviously, I think it's fun, or I wouldn't have put so many hours into it. DD2's a great game. It's just not what a lot of us wanted it to be, you know? Let's see. Let's get some harpoons back. Needs more harpoons in my life. Get them ballistas going. See, there's 120. Actually, let's just do this. I think that should completely smoke that lane. Got something to handle the flyers, something to handle the ground mobs. Looking good. I mean, in that regard, I'm excited about DDA, you know? I loved doing those survival runs in DD1. To me, that was just super, super fun. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the special items. I enjoyed the survival runs. You know, there's a lot I enjoy about DD2. You know, the quality of life in DD2 is much greater. You get the, you know, the hero deck, the mana, the forge. I mean, there's just lots and lots of quality of life that DD2 brings that DD1 doesn't have. It's for people that play both games and go back and forth. They say all the time that it's quite challenging to go from one game to the other because of the quality of life aspects. Not enough juice. Should have a little bit more mana somewhere. I don't see it laying anywhere. Oh well, I'll just DPS this lane. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I mean, I'm gonna play the crap out of DDA. Now, I'm not dropping DD2. I'm still gonna play DD2. Oop, I forgot the Fun Witch. She's not in the deck. I'll have to put her in the deck next wave. Oop, I'm supposed to be DPSing up here, that's right. We got a Barbarian. That's all that's required. Yeah, no doubt there, Aiden. Well, I mean, if DDA turns out to be better in every single way, then I mean, I'll probably do like minimum coverage on the channel of DD2. But I mean, you know, if DDA is better in every single way, why on earth would anyone want to play DD2? Gunwitch. Gotta get the girl back out. Yeah, I mean, Minnie basically just summed it up there, Papa. If you're a melee fan, go Barb. If you're a range fan, go Gunwitch. Well, it is free, but it's gated. I mean, it's free to an extent, but how many end game players, or to get to end game, how many people are still 100% free? Lower end PCs will run DDA better. DD2 is an unoptimized train wreck as far as how well it runs. DDA will run much smoother on a lower end PC than DD2 does right now. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I mean, compare any Unreal 4 game to any Unreal 3 game on a low-end PC right now, and you just see massive, massive difference. I mean, I played DD2 on the laptops, and on, like, standard laptops, nothing fancy. And it was like a 5 frame per second wreck. The Barb, you go Lightning as your primary stance and Siphon as your second stance, Dylan. It's just all around the way to go. If you really become a big Barb fan, if you really want to be a big Barb fan and you completely learn every aspect of the stance dancing and the play style and everything else, then, I mean, you can bring Turtle Stance into the mix and completely negate Assassins. But yeah, I mean, my plans right now are to play both games. You know, actually, to me, that's a wonderful thing. Because I just love the Dungeon Defenders franchise as a whole, so to have 2 Dungeon Defenders games to play, I personally think is awesome. But, I mean, when DD2 comes out, that's the new shiny thing. So, you know, I'm going to be playing the new shiny thing like a mofo, that's for sure. A 10 rate defense rate mod you'd want to put on any defense that you plan on taking to Chaos 8 that you want to free up a shard slot, Banjo. So it's not a bad idea on any defense, really. You would just have to pick where you want to use it. Like right now, I use it on Flame Auras, Poison Dart Towers. I think just those 2, actually, for right at the moment. Of course, if I had more, I'd use more. I use it on snakes as well. The Sand Viper, the Mystics Vipers. That way I can get that split Viper in there. Nothing wrong with that either, Nicholas. I mean, you play what you want to play. You know, if you decide you don't want to play DDA, you want to stick to DD2, stick to DD2. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, there's folks right now out there that prefer to play DD1 over DD2. And DD1's what? Almost 10 years old. Well, 8 years old and change. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great game, you know. Well, on any defense, I mean, it would depend on what defense you're putting it on, what other mods you'd use. But stacking anti-mods kind of rules the roost in overall damage output. Anti-mods stack in a multiplicative fashion, not additive. So it just adds up to just tons and tons and tons of damage. Yeah, definitely Frog Killer. I mean, same thing with me. Now, I play DD2 more than I do DD1, but I log into DD1 almost every day. You know, speaking of that dice pet, you got to get them dice, you know. I want an Ultimate Plus Plus set of those dice so damn bad, it's ridiculous. So every day I'm going to do at least one dice run. Well, you gotta have 286. 286 is the magic number. If you don't have 286, just don't plan on getting a 10 out of 10. I mean, as far as re-rolling goes, nothing else matters but the 10 out of 10, you know? If you're re-rolling it, you're going for 10 out of 10. You're not trying to get a 5 out of 10, you know? Gotta get them 286. I don't even think I'm gonna re-roll anymore or anything unless I have 286. I'll just keep saving up, you know. Oh, in DD1 there's a dice pet that you can get the highest stats of any builder pet. So it's the DD1 pros all tell me it's the best builder pet in the game. And plus I was a craps dealer in a casino for a long time, so I just want them dice, you know? Gots to have them dice. Want to get our cheeky placement in? Let's get the cheeky placement down there. Ah, the backdoor flame aura. There we go. That's good enough, I think. We got a gun witch? We don't. No gun witch? What? Well, you know that's not going to sell. Well, they can't actually. The highest you can go is 99 million. Aiden, thank you so much. Just wanted to say thank you for all the streams and what you do for the Dungeon Defenders community. Been watching for a long time, even if I can't make it to all of them. I'm the I honestly don't care guy on Discord. Yeah, I actually did get my WoW count back. I had to get rid of... Actually, I found my old phone, but prior to finding my old phone, I had to get rid of the mobile authenticator on the account. So I had to call. I actually still, I found myself looking up a lot of WoW Classic news the other day. I don't know if there's going to be, you know, how many people are going to want to play that. But man, I'm pretty damn tempted, I'll be honest, when WoW Classic hits. It's not, it loses the name when you continue, Alex, so it will be, just look for the match that's Lightrayne Forest. As you continue on, it loses the name, though. I think after this one, we'll go back out to the tavern and I'll get the weekly done. So anybody that still needs the weekly, or anyone who is in lower quality gear that doesn't think they can get it done on their own, feel free to join me. I had the same thing with, for those that look at the community page, I posted a poll up about Star Wars: The Old Republic because Star Wars The Old Republic has some seriously incredible storylines. And I haven't played through them all. So I've been wanting to play it. And I had one of the old dongles for that, and the battery was dead on it. So I had the exact same problem. Why am I not able to get down to it now? I must have placed it bad. Usually you can upgrade it from right here. There it is. Get that bad boy all jacked up. Focused AP is super strong for the gun winch. I mean, it's super strong for anybody that has lots of cooldowns. In the gun winch, of course, you got 2 at twice the price, which you can cancel. That has a long cooldown. You got Broomnado, which has a 12-second cooldown. You got Dragolich, which has a 60-second cooldown. And then you can book drop on top of it with a 10-second cooldown. So you can really stack the cooldowns up on the gun winch and just get absurd Ice Needle numbers. Like, I think right now I'm hitting like the 140 million mark on a crit. Stacking all those cooldowns with Ice Needle. Just really good. Oh, I can imagine. I would imagine there's a lot of people, because there is some cool things added in since then. And then you get the other people that I read a forum post. It's like, I can't even remember what it was they were talking about. They were asking if something was going to be added in, and like all the responses were, well, then that wouldn't be WoW Classic, you know. You know what was another really fun time in WoW is, like, they said that WoW Classic would be based off of that patch 1.12 or something like that. Another really fun time in WoW, now I know they'll never make servers for it, but was the very end of Wrath of the Lich King. The PvP was ridiculously fun then. Oh, nice. I'm glad you could get in there, Alex. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The one thing that I hope is I really liked the old WoW PvP, where there was world PvP, there was the battlegrounds. Now, the arena could be very fun, but it gets into the metas so heavily, where must have this to counter this, must have this to counter that. You know, and it wasn't, the PvP seemed a lot more natural back in the classic days, in vanilla WoW. You know, I mean, how much fun was it raiding opposing cities, and how much fun was it, you know, camping outside a Blackwing lair on raid days? I mean, that stuff was just so much fun. And then you had the BGs. You could go into the battlegrounds to grind out the honor. Oh, no doubt. They're minders, no doubt. I was playing a prot pally back then, right at the end. And prot pallies were just awesome for running through heroics like that, or PvP. They had a window in PvP where they were incredible. It didn't last very long, but boy, I enjoyed the hell out of it while I was there. Oh, I remember those days, Nolmar. I actually have a video of breaking 1 million DPS on the EV for the very first time. I don't care, Nate. Anybody's welcome to join. If you have it, you have to have it unlocked. Which one was it again? Wyvern Enthusiast. Well, that's only Chaos 1. So that will be easy to unlock. But yeah, I don't care who joins, man. Feel free to hop on in. Oh, hell yeah, Minders, that's for sure. Alright. Yeah, let's head on to town here real quick. Death Knights did have a window where they were completely broken in Wrath. The Death Knight was my soloing, well, I think it was everybody's soloing hero, as far as running dungeons and farming things. You know, soloing the first boss in Karazhan to get that horse. I actually got that really quick. I was super lucky. I got it with my guild. I got that bad boy super fast. Then it became really easy to get. And then later on, going and soloing, I think it wasn't until the next update, when Kata came, and then you'd go back and solo the first boss in the eye, and get that Ashes of Alar. I'm not sure, Cajun Ants. Trendy's never gonna, or Chromatic is never going to confirm or deny anything with the reroll. And as far as I know, there's not been anyone that's tested it yet. I do know it seems like it's per item. So like if I wanted to get this robust chip up to 10 of 10 on these boots, I would have to reroll this item 286 times to have the guarantee. So say, you know, say I wanted this Tenacity and this Boar Boom. I could roll this 285 times, roll this 285 times, then go back over to this one, and the next roll should be a 10 out of 10. Then go back over to this one, and the next roll should be 10 out of 10. But as far as the zoning in and out, I don't know if that has any effect on it. It's tough to get that many tokens to do too much testing with it. That, and I ended up blowing through, what, 1,000 of them on stream. Must re-roll all the stuff. Yeah, no loot. Alright, so doing the daily, y'all. Anybody that wants in, feel free to hop in. Wyvern Enthusiast Incursion. So, that's going to be tier 1, right? Or is it not? Oh crap, I can't even do it right now. I got to go back and do a Chaos 2 or Chaos 1 map first. Is it Chaos 1 or Chaos 2? It's Chaos 2, right? I'm gated, y'all. I can't do it. I got to do a regular Chaos 2 first. So let me do a regular Chaos 2 first to unlock it. I went right to Chaos 7. I skipped all the other tiers. Haven't gone back in and done them all yet. Let's just do Gates, just to knock it out real quick. I'm not going to give it a name. If you need to unlock Chaos 2, I'm doing Chaos 2 right now. Yeah, as soon as I'm gonna do some more testing with it, but I need a lot more, a whole lot more reroll tokens. I need to like park in Drakenfrost Keep or in Onslaught for like a week, which actually I'll be doing a lot more Onslaught again, assuming that all the new stuff is gonna drop in Onslaught. We know the Chaos 8 shards will. So I'll be doing Onslaught again when that stuff comes up. Having to go back and do Gates. Having to go back and do Chaos 2 Gates just to get my incursion done. I didn't play it yet, Aiden, but I do plan to. I was going to do a video of it the OG, where it all began. You just with the markets, the player markets are have slowed down quite a bit. Wow, here comes that rain again. So you just you don't see a lot of those tokens for sale. Every now and then you'll see them, but they're really expensive. They're super expensive and just not abundant enough. I mean, if I could buy 1,000 of those things for a semi-decent rate, then back up to about 300. Are you still doing ancient power resets there, Term? Selling them for millions each? Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm surprised anybody's buying them, to be honest. Who's going to pay $1 million for something that you can get 2 of in like 10 minutes? See, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize, too, because nobody uses the markets. But you know those player markets that you can log into? The AFK timer is removed on those markets. So you can sit there in those... You can make a player market and sit there all night and just let your... You know, let it run. But I did like the... I mean, you know... I think everybody liked it. I liked the DD1 AFK shop setup. Was pretty darn nice. Oh, I said Term, because I know he was doing HE power resets, and you get a lot of tokens for doing that. He's at the 51 to 80 mark, floor 51 to 80, so you just end up getting lots of tokens. Going back and doing Chaos 2. How much do I think it's going to cost? I don't have the slightest idea, Leon. I'm going to take a crazy guess and say $29.99 US. But that's, like I said, that is 100% guess. I have no idea. You know, maybe it'll be more, maybe it'll be less. I just have no clue. I think $29.99 for a game, and then I mean, hopefully, as they add in some of the features that they want to have. I mean, there's going to be features that they want to have in by launch, or maps that they want to have in by launch, but they're just not able to get in. Hopefully, there's some free DLC that comes along as well. Oh, it won't be $60 price tag. There's no doubt. It won't be like AAA title price tag. It's because of the... You remember back in the day there, Nomar, the gear used to always roll max stat. And it was a matter of the rarity, not the stat. Like anytime you got a legendary piece, it was always max stat. All that stuff kept those max stats. Alright, Gurn, take it easy. Thanks for swinging by. So yeah, I have a bunch of that stuff too. I actually got tons of that stuff on the PS4. So any older player that's returning to the game is going to have a ton of max stat stuff. Yeah, I even had a green. I don't know why it was still in my inventory, but I had an old green medallion that was max stat. I ended up re-rolling it to Chaos 7. It's back at campaign now, of course, from the AP resets, but come on out, little roller. And now the roller's got, or I guess 49 mil with 4-player. Or no, it's bugged. It's supposed to have 3.4 mil. Now that's now 2 billion. But that's funny. Seeing the Chaos 2 version of bugged mobs is even a thing. So we got a 40 million health roller in Chaos 2. That's ridiculous. Yay! Mastering expeditions. I'm now a master of Chaos 2 expeditions. It just said so right there. Alright, let's go back out to town. Let's get this weekly done. I want my Defender medals. So get ready to queue it up, folks. US West. On that US West server. Let's go get them 600 Defender medals. Alright, now we can do it. Chaos 2, Wyvern Enthusiast. Replay from Wave is disabled. Fantastic. Let's get it, let's get it. Yeah, that's exciting news, Aiden. I mean, I'm so glad about that. I mean, for me personally, for the channel's perspective, it's going to be way better for me in my YouTube channel that it's going to all platforms. I mean, if it wasn't going to all platforms right at release, it would be dropping the player base down. It would be taking huge chunks of the player base away. So, I mean, that, and I've got a PS4, and I've got an Xbox One. So, yeah. Gonna be nice. Alright. Give me them Defender medals, please. You have that legendary shard pylon. Yeah, I got destructive pylon on the lightning strikes. They say anything if a platform will be getting updates early. They haven't said anything about that. I tell you what, and I mean, I know console players are not going to be happy about me saying this, but the smartest thing that they can do is try to not go with this every platform at the same stage thing. I mean, look at games that are having very successful updates that when something ships out in an update that's buggy or not quite right, they can instantly fix it the same day. Like look at say like Warframe. PC gets those first. And the reason is if there's anything in an update that they need to fix, they can fix it right away. There's no wait time. There's no going through certifications. There's, you know, they can ship it. Boom. It's done. It's out. So, I mean, from that aspect, I do think that it would be better off for Chromatic. But You know, I don't know all the inner workings of that stuff. Those guys, you know, they do it. It's their gig. So, I mean, they would know better than I what's the right thing to do. Wyvern's Den is the last map in the campaign there, doggo. You'd want to go to adventure mode next. So there is no more maps past Wyvern's Den now. It is the end of the campaign. They changed the campaign. They split it up into 2 modes, where there's adventure mode and, you know, campaign and adventure mode now. And adventure mode adds in some of the mechanics from the incursions. So it kind of gets you used to doing those. You can always jump right to Chaos 1 or right to Floor 1 and Onslaught, but you may or may not have a tough time with it, depending on what kind of gear you had drop. But if you do adventure mode, you're definitely going to get better gear, and you're going to be level 50. Just doing a few adventure mode maps will put you at level 50. So that's good too, you know. And we got one more. Oh, here it comes. I was going to say, we got one more mob. Where's it at? Showing 110 million damage. No, I wish. 110 million damage Skyguards flyers would be a non-issue. What is it? Tooltips, you know, tooltips are just buggy. Well, thanks so much there, Justin. I do appreciate it. Thanks for swinging by. This is actually the last map of the day, but wanted to get the weekly knocked out so we can get them free defender medals. This is Chaos 2. This incursion is Chaos 2. Oh, I gotcha. Been on a long break. That's fair. Yeah, check out, if you come back to the game, you're already level 50. You may not have to do adventure mode, doggo. You might be able to just hop right on into Onslaught or Chaos 1 expeditions. I would try those first, since you're a returning player, and see how you do. And then go from there. It's a bug there, Pro Ace. It's happening on all tiers. As far as I know, the CG folks are very aware of it. So we'll hopefully get it fixed. There's some people that are saying they don't think it's a bug, that they think Trendy's doing it, or CG is doing it on purpose. Why am I upgrading? Habits is why I'm upgrading. It is. It catches you off guard. Keep showing your toes. That is for dang sure. I mean, it's clearly a bug though, especially having Dragolich dispel it. That kind of just verifies that it's a bug. What's going on there, Yan? How you doing? All you baddies need to die up in here. 30 more of them. One more. Where's it at? It's a slow spawning flyer again. Come on, little flyer. Come on out. Assuming that's what it is. Oh, no, it's Gregory. It's a bouse. Anyway, everybody, that is going to do it for today. As I mentioned, it's release day of Factory Town, that factory building game I've been playing a bit of. I am going to be streaming it later on, but I am going to take a little break. Thinking I will go live with Factory Town at about 4 p.m. Pacific time. So that's like an hour and 45 minutes from right now. I need to check out and see how well it interacts with OBS and stuff like that before it's confirmed. But I will post it up on Twitter as soon as I know for sure that that's what I'm going to be playing this afternoon. But anyway, thank you all so much for swinging by. I do appreciate y'all a ton. I'll be back with some more DD2 tomorrow. Hopefully we get some news, some more news. I mean, we got the news that all platforms are getting DD2 right at launch. We got that today. And that is good stuff. That's for sure. Or DD2. DDA. Nah, Factory Town is single player at the moment. It's just hitting early access. Factory Town is insanely good. Well, the confusing part about it is what makes it good. There's things you have to figure out. I mean, I love that sort of stuff. I guess you have to like that kind of game. There's a lot of problem solving. And I do enjoy that flavor of game. I like using my biscuit. Using my brain for something other than spraying down mobs aimlessly on my overpowered nuke monk, you know? So it's nice, I don't know, I just enjoy them. I enjoy games like that. So anyway, I will be live later on, hopefully with that. Like I said, I still have yet to test it in OBS to see how it acts with OBS. But, anyway, thanks again all. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. And I will see you all next time. Take it easy.